Welcome to Nichsefo, Nafshi. For those that don't know who we have over here, we have the Batfil of Oman, Shunim Kadmenias, and the Batfil of this shul, Baruch Hashem, and Moshe given, which have verbrengt with him. And Baruch Hashem, big schis to have that Moshe here with us. And Moshe will get us started a little bit in Torah Samachay, and I'll be still achuna for the Tegas, yeah.
The future Simcha, the future Simcha, the aspect.
Okay, so we're going to learn now in Mitzvah Torah Samachay, famous Torah from Baal HaSodeh. The Rebbe said two Torahs about his son, Shlomo Ephraim. The Rebbe had 8 kids. 4 died. He had Yaakov. He had Shlomo Ephraim, 1 daughter, and Rebbe's mother's name, Feige, and 1 that we don't know the name. So he lost 4 kids, and he had 4 daughters, Ushetevis Esmach, Odel, Sora, Miriam, Chaya. Was the 4. And the Rebbe said he got pleasure, aftoche from the Rebbe, as Mashiach will be from Yotzei Chalotzov, and his descendant. And he said special from Sora, my wife from there. Not the father of Mashiach, but maybe not the kids. So anyway, so this son, this special son, Shlomo Ephraim, well, the name itself screams. Shlomo is Ben David, and Ephraim is Ben Yosef. And the Rebbe speaks in Torah Tetzayim, and the Goyen speak. It's all Sivri Kabbalah, and the Goyen, especially the Goyen, the Vilna Goyen, speaks in the Sefer Kol HaTorah. Kol HaTorah has 156 chapters, Seifim. The Gematria Yosef, 156. The Goyen speaks there a lot about we have to do the peulas of Mashiach ben Yosef, and the main peula is to go to Eretz Yisrael and to build and to plant trees. And his students did it before Yal. They came to Eretz Yisrael, Rabbi Yisrael Mishkalov, Rabbi Mendel Mishkalov, and all the other Talmidim who live. Rabbi Nosson met them in Tzfas, and came to Yerushalayim. So it says in Sifra Kabbalah, as if Klal Yisrael will be Zoiche, Mashiach ben Yosef and Mashiach ben David will be one person. If Kollel not, then first we'll have Mashiach ben Yosef, and then Mashiach ben David. If you learn Torah base, the Rebbe speaks there as Ikar Klezeno Shel Mashiach, what tefillah, which tefillah, shebchinas choitem, not regular tefillah. Regular tefillah is the weapon from everybody. That the Gemara, that's not Rebbe's Chiddush. The Gemara said, "Vanini ineno sat lecho shchemachad al achecho, shelokachtem yad ha'emoiri becharbi bikashti." Shorasi bring down Oshana Gemara becharbi bikashti b'tfilosi b'vakashosi. Sloisi beusi. So that's not Rebbe's Chiddush. And we know for every Torah the Rebbe paid a lot, not money. A lot of losing kids. Passed away young. His wife passed away. The Rebbe had to be Moshe Nefesh for every Torah, for every Chiddush, for every revolution that he brought down to the world. It's like it says in the Arizal, in Sof Kavonis from Sfiras Oimer, that he told Reb Chaim Vital, I have a secret to tell you, but I worry I will have to pay a lot for that. If I will tell you, I might lose a child or something. So I want you to beg me, to push me, to tell you, and I'm worried to tell you. And Reb Chaim Vital understood that the Arizal want he should push him. He pushed him. And one day he was walking in the field, he heard the croak, the oirev, pak, pak, pak. The Arizal said, Boch dein Emes. His child died. That was the payment that he has to pay for bringing into the world that tremendous chiddush. He is explained over there what the chiddush was. About the son of Anochos, so the Rebbe said the same thing. I want to tell you things, and I know I have to pay for that. And even though he let the student understand, I want you to push me. So the Rebbe had two boys, like I said, Yaakov and Shlomo Ephraim. And when the kid died, he was very young, I think less than a year. So the Reb Nosson and Reb Naftali told the Rebbe, you know, the Rebbetzin is crying a lot for the baby that he died. The Rebbe said, she knows what she lost. She lost a baby. You know what that kid was? And suddenly the Rebbe started to cry so much. Reb Nosson and Reb Naftali ran, they were outside. They couldn't take it, they couldn't handle it that the Rebbe is crying so much. So the Rebbe says, the Moshe Or Chaim HaKodesh in Parshas Bolok, on the Posuk, Dorach Kochav Yaakov, V'kom Shevet MiYisrael. So Chaim HaKodesh said like that, Dorach Kochav, if Am Yisrael, Matzdika Arabim Kekechovim, if Am Yisrael will do tshuva only like a one star, so the Geula will be also very tiny, very small. Dorach Kochav, the Geula Zayin MiYaakov. Yaakov is a lower level. It's the hills, the Okev. It will be Be'itoy, in a small Geula. But V'kom Shevet, not only one star, no, a whole Shevet, a whole stick of stars, like Koich of Shavit. It's a lot of stars. Kom Shevet. If ganz Klal Yisrael will do tshuva, then MiYisrael. Yisrael is Li Rosh. So he said, Dorach Koichov MiYaakov et Zayin, it will be only Be'ito in the time. But V'kom Shevet, if the whole group of Am Yisrael will do tshuva, MiYisrael et Zayin Li Rosh et Zayin Achishenu before that time. Plus, if it will be only MiYaakov, will be first Mashiach ben Yosef and then Mashiach ben David. But if it will be MiYisrael, ganz Klal Yisrael will do tshuva, then Mashiach will be only one person. What we gaining, what the difference if it's one person or two persons? The Zohar HaKodesh says that Mashiach ben Yosef, the Pritze Yehudoi will kill him. We don't know what means the Pritze Yehudoi, the secular, the reforms, that the Zionists, I don't know who. But it said that Pritze Yehudoi will kill him. That's if it will be two persons. But if it will be only one person, then nobody will kill him, and he will be included for the two neshomes. So the Rebbe said in Torah, the Zayin.
Pritze Yehudoi will kill both?
Say again?
Pritze Yehudoi will kill both?
No, only Mashiach ben Yosef. He will have to do the wars, and then Mashiach ben David will take over the whole world. So the Rebbe said, I saw a cover, a fish. ונפיץ מים את רי יוסף, מבחינת תרי משיחים. That they will do the Geula. So anyway, so we were holding, but this kid, Shlomo Ephraim, that he's supposed to be, he was willing to be Mashiach. We have a tradition in Megillah Storium that the Rebbe said when that neshama will come to the world, you start to feel the redemption. The minute that the mother probably means that the mother will be pregnant with this neshama, so we start to feel much better life. And not only physical better life, we said in the Haftorah from Shabbos Rosh Chodesh, Hashemayim Kisi, the end, Ve'eviu es kol ha'cheichem mikol ha'goyim min chol ha'Hashem. Who will bring? The Goyim will bring a present, a gift to Mashiach. What will be the present of Mashiach? Not money. Ve'eviu mincho basusim, u'batzavim, u'baprodim, They will bring with courage, with wagons, maybe it will be Porsche, Ferrari, I don't know, but they will come with, it says, with kirkorois. What they'll bring to Mashiach? Hello, Mashiach, I have for you a gift. What's the gift? My next door neighbor is a Jew. It was secretly, hiddenly, and I have for you a present. Ayid. The Novi said, "V'gam mehem ekach lakohanim v'lalvim." This guy, this Schwarzer, or this Chinese with the eyes, will come to Mashiach. Tell him, you know, my neighbor is a Jew. He told him, you're a Kohen. He will tell the Jew, "V'gam mehem ekach lakohanim v'lalvim." That guy will bring a Jew to Mashiach. He said, my neighbor is, I'm Christian, I'm Goy. But he told him, no, you are Kohen. Hashem kept the three of your family, mother, a daughter. One day, I like always to choose aisle seat, middle aisle seat. So if somebody wants to wake up, I'm sleeping, you'll go for the other side. One day I was flying from Tel Aviv, Frankfurt, New York. They put me in the middle. It's overbooked. I was very upset. But I said, you know what? Everything is hashgacha. Okay, next to me was a young guy with a suit. And before we land, he had to fill up today we don't need it anymore, the immigration, the papers. I said, you don't know what to do. I asked him, I could help you. In Germany, ich can help you. Oh, yeah, thank you. Give me your passport. Gave me a passport. His name is Wojtek Kristalovich. Kristalovich. Wojtek. When my father, Olav Hashem, was to say, you a shtik Wojtek, bist a shtik goy, a sheget, a grober goy. So his name is Wojtek. Okay, fine. I filled it up and finished. He asked me, I could ask you a question? I said, yes, go ahead. What is the difference between Havaya and Eke? Look at him. Hast nicht kein andere Problem. You don't have any andere problems. Havaya and Eke. Where you got it from? He told me from my teacher, the priest. Where your teacher got it. He told me for the Hebrew University, you speak Hebrew fluently. And what are you doing? He told me I'm going now to United States to make a research, an interview of the Polish community who live here, and then I will be a priest. I saw the guy is fine. He's not a Megushim Dike Goy, a Sheikh, a Polish Sheikh. So I asked him, tell me, are you Jewish? Oh, my father is not Jewish. My father is a captain of a boat from oil in Holland. They live in Kock, in Poland. Your mother is Jewish? No. My grandmother was Jewish. She used to lit candles, she used to speak Yiddish. Mother of who? Of your mother or your father? Of my mother. What was her name? He told me, Biderman. You're a Jew. You're Jewish. According to the Jewish halacha, you are my brother. Anyway, I took him to my cousin, the recipe is a Pascal Besser, and there was the Rebbetzin of Krakow. He told me, listen, you gave me the biggest gift in the world. I'm not going to be a priest. A few years later, I got a phone call. Rabbi, this is Wojtek. I'm here in New York. I'm not a priest. I became a businessman, and I live here. And it happened to me a few times, not one. 2-3 times. I don't want to go away from the class, but one day a girl next to me, I saw she's very fine. She asked me for permission every time to move. I told her, are you Jewish? She told me, no, only 75%. What's the 75%? She said, my mother is not Jewish, my father is Jewish, my mother's father is Jewish, and her mother is not Jewish. What's your name? Rebecca Landesman. Maybe Leibish Landesman, the cousin. We have cousin at the story. She lives in Miami. We have so many. So the kids go back. Maybe we're going to have hundreds of millions Jews, or maybe a few billions that we don't know, in the Orient and South America, we don't know. So if we will be Zoiche, it should be the richtige Geule, according to our tshuva, then it will be a big and fine and large Geule, and Mashiach will be only one person. That's supposed to be Rebbe's grandson. The Rebbe told Reb Yudel, he came with a new Bekishe, he He told him, in that Bekishe, you will welcome Mashiach. After a little while, he said, no, this will not happen. But the Rebbe, he said, that when I told you that, it was the time. But after Sashi Snagdus, it will be pushed and pushed and pushed. And Rabbi Nachmes used to be Hashmote in Bira Likutim. He said, the argue with the Arizal was Gezeres Tach Vetat. The argue with the Baal Shem Tov was the Gezeres from the Koza, for Gonte later. And the argue with the Rebbe, so the Geula will be, and the Simon from the Geula, we have a tradition from Megillah Storim, will be when most of the world would accept Rebbe Sefer, we shall be ready for the Geula. So, in the shelf of Rov Klal Yisrael, I think we have today, most of the people have Breslov Sefer. But Rabbi Yitzchak used to say that's not enough. The question is, if we lived with that Sefer, if the Sefer is giving us directions, change of life or not, and that I hope to come in the end to that conversation, to understand if the Rebbe is Maiman de Omer, I'm talking Torah, Mitzvahs, Chazal, for sure, but is the Rebbe giving me some directions to change my life or not? Or other words, do I have any goal in my life that I could use the Rebbe and Rebbe's advice, Rebbe's aids to come to that goal? So, for that kid passed away, Torah Samach Gimel was Sod Kavod Samile, the Rebbe spoke in his bris. In Torah Samach Hey, the Rebbe spoke after the kid passed away. So he speaks about the very interesting conversation. ויאמר בועז אל רוס, הלא שמעת ביתי אל תלכי ללקוט בסוד האחר, וגם לא תעברו מזה וכולי. עינייך בסוד אשר קצוירון והולך אחריהם על הציוויסס הנאורים, לבלתי נוגך, בצמת, בצומיס והולכת אל הכלים ושוסיף מאשר ישב על הנאורים. Da, the Rebbe said da, you should know. Rabbi Chaim, I think Rabbi Yitzchak also said the soul and a sefer, always when the Rebbe used the word da, it's a Torah what came from Olam HaAtzilus. 2 times da, gematria de Nachman, you know. So Baleinu Shabeach, we had Aleinu, Echod, Al Kenekave, Echod. So 2 times ad. Pi Shnayim Eidim, Yakum Dover, Shnayim Eidim, 2 times ad, is gematria 148. Rebbe's name. Rabbi Yitzchak Breiter, Olav Sholem, Shem Yinkom Domri, said that probably people said it before. In the Gemara, when we have an argument, and one Chochem want to bring a proof to the other one, he said, Toshma, come in here. He heard. He said, okay. He changed his mind. A Zoyar is going further up. Shema is not enough. You could hear, don't affect. Goes from one ear, goes out to the other ear. Tochazi, come and look. Come and see. I have to show it to you. From the Arizal and weiter, let's start to say da. Straight to the veins, straight to the brain. Shmiya doesn't help. Re'iyah doesn't help. We need the heavy antibiotic, the heavy medicine. Because we went to Ikvis the Mashiach. We are mamish in the lowest of the low. So we need the highest medicine, but this is da. Straight to the das. Da. Ki es sode. Da refüllt. V'shom gidelim milones v'asabim yofim v'noi me'oid. Later the Rebbe will explain the asabim. The Rebbe said to Reches, das ist the neshomes. Kol asabim. We're saying in the Agoda Shel Pesach, v'tirbi, v'tigle, v'yadayim, etc. It was the asabim, the choim. And the Rebbe bring down also in Torah Ches, the Zoya, that he said, the garden, Gan de Oraise, in the Neshomes Agdelim Gan, das the Hasavim Ugdelim Gan, das the Neshomes Israel. ושום גדלים מילונס ועשבים יופים ונוי מאויד. וגוידי לעיקר יופי הסוד וגידולו ואי אפשר לספר. אשרי עין רועס הזויס. מילונס ועשבים דרי בסד קליר מבחינת נשומס קדוש של גדלים שום. ויש כמה וכמה נשומס ארומויס, שהם נויים ונודים מחוץ לסודה, וממתינים ומצפים על תיקון שיוכלו לא שוב ולהכנס אל מקוימום. That's the worst thing. זה called this Neshomis the Arzlin Artiloin. Neshomis with, well, running around the world naked. What do you mean naked? I remember Rabbi Vitzok Kollel Sholem, Vitzok Bender, I learned by him 20 years. So he left at Savoy, I will. In the minute that I will die, you're not waiting for nobody in the world. Not children, he had 5 generations. And in that night, his grandson of Noach Bender had a bar mitzvah in Bnei Brak. And they told him he should do the bar mitzvah, but he missed the Yitzias Neshama. And it was very close to him. So he said, I want, in the minute that I will pass away, he passed away 8:10, they buried him 12 o'clock at night. You're not waiting for nobody. Ask him why. He says, because the Zohar Kodesh says, every person has a body. And the body is the protection for the neshama. Even we think the neshama is something small, something little, it's telling a story, somebody passed away, and the neshama went out, made a little hole in the window. That's nice stories. But the Zohar said that the body is like a shoe compared to the neshama. The neshama is like Empire State Building, or the Twin Tower, and much bigger. The body is like the shoes with the wheels. You know, that carry the neshama.
Roller skates.
Have you called it?
Roller skates.
Roller skate.
Blades.
Roller skate, yeah. So, he said, the Zohar said, when the guy passed away, the neshama left the body. She not get the new body, the spiritual body, unless they buried the physical body. So he said, I don't want to be naked for 1 minute. In the minute that I will pass away, I want to take my body, put it in the ground. Then a famous story, Litzuk told us, that a student in the university in Kovne, in Lite, committed suicide. He killed himself, he hanged himself in the room, he died. They buried him. Every night, they used to have noise in the room. And they try all the machines what they have at that time. They didn't have the technology from today, but it wouldn't help them. They didn't know where it's coming from. They brought all the doctors, the professors, the police, the FBI, wherever it was, nothing. But Tzalo and Beles Breire, they said, you know what, let's go to the old rabbi of Kovner, Rabbi Tzchok Elchono, Spector, Poisek Adoyo. He told them, it says in Posuk, Tzei Teruchoi Yosu V'ad Mosoi. The minute that Tzei Teruchoi, should go back V'ad Mosoi. Probably, when he hanged himself, when he committed suicide, some drops of blood are on the floor or on the walls. Go check. They check, yeah, they find. They took it, they cleaned it, they buried it, but Ishkei Toretz. Many students, Jewish students, decide to do tshuva. So the rabbi knows what, no professor knows. He said it's good. If they will leave the university, go to the yeshiva, the tshuva will help. If not, the first day, wow. The second day, wow. The third day, okay, I got it. And that's what happened. Okay, but that's it. That's it. He said it like, Vayishma Yisroi, Ma Shmu Hashomu Bo. So everybody asks, Ma Shmu Hashomu Bo. It says in the Torah, it's Asher Asa Hashem Elokim Moshe. Why are you asking? He said, no, what caused him to come? What pushed him to come? Ma Shmu Hashomu Bo. What he heard, he understood. You could see and hear the greatest thing is the world. The first day, wow. Second day, the third day, the Koach HaHergel. That's why he said, I have to come to Moshe. I have to make a change. Okay, so another thing. Al Koponim, so the Rebbe said, V'yesh neshomas arumois. Zohar called it neshomas de azlin al tiloim. ואפיל גם אפילו נשום גדולה שבתלויים כמה נשומוis, לפעמים כשהיא יוצאת לחוץ קשה לו לחזור לשם. Even a big neshama, when she goes out, and why she's going out? Probably to bring in the neshamas with going naked. הם כולם מבקשים ומצפים בעל הסודה שיוכל להתעסק בצורך תיקונם. ויש נשמה שתיקונה על ידי מיסה של אחד, על ידי מצווה ועבודה של אחד. ומי שרוצה לחגור מוסנו ולהכניס עצמו להיות שהוא הבעל הסודה, צריך להיות איש עמוד ותקי וגיבור חיל וחוכם וצדיק גודל מאוד. If you want to be this guy who's making all the tikkunim with the neshamas, you need so many miles. כי צריך להיות אדם גודל ומופלג במעלה מאוד. ויש אחד שאינו יכול לגמור העניין קיים עם מיתוסוי. ואפילו לזה צריך להיות גודל מאוד. כי יש כמה וכמה גדולים שאפילו עם מיתוסים לא יועילו. רק אם יש אדם גודל ומופלג במעלה מאוד, מאוד, יכול לגמור מה שצריך בחיים חיוסוי. Unless the guy is very, very big, extremely big, he could finish that tikkun even when he's alive, when he's in life. You know that the Zohar Kodesh says that Moshe Rabbeinu, when he went to Har Sinai, he reached the 50 Sha'arei Bina. And what's the 50? What's the Indian of 50? 50, 49, 51. What's the... Hashem created the world, the Maharal said that Hashem created the world in 6 days. What's 6 days? Up and down, on the 4 sides, I mean the whole cube. That no side will say, I create myself. Hashem said, I did everything. Then he put Shabbos in the middle, and he brought spirituality, Rochnias, to the physical creation. That's 7. 7 times 7 is 49. That's limited. 50 is 8. It's on top of the Gashmis totally. That's a Bris Milo Bayom Hashmini, because the Zohar said Milo Rosh Tevis, Mi Yale Lonu Hashomaymo. With Milo you could go to the heavens. In the end of the pasuk, Mi Yale Lonu Hashomaymo, Zek the Zohar, it's Havaya, Yud Kei Vav Kei. That with Bris Milo we getting connected to Yud Kei Vav Kei. Moshe Rabbeinu got the 50. But when they did the golden calf, the eagle, Lech Reit, go from Lech, go from Lamet Chaf, is 50, go down for Lech, Kisher Samcho. He lost it. When he got it back, when he was buried in Har Nevois of the Zohar, Nun boy, he got back. Only when he died, only when he passed away, not before. And nobody, the Zohar said, nobody got Sha'ar HaChamishim in life. The only one who had the spark from Sha'ar HaChamishim was Mordechai Yehudi. Mordechai Yoda is Kol Asher Na'asa, so the Arizal, Mordechai got a spark to HaChamishim. Why? Because Haman, the Arizal said, was astrology Godel, was big astrology. And he saw that in Egypt we didn't marry the Gentile, we didn't have mixed marriages, we fall down only to 49. And the minute that we had Chas v'Cholil Rachmana Litzlan in Golus Bavel, Shaykhis, even the kids of the Kohanim Gdoilim and the Nesiim married Shikses Rachmana Litzlan, then they fall down to Sha'ar HaChamishim. Haman knew that. He knew that we have protection only 49, and we fall down to 50. So he said, Yasu es Gavoya 50 am, not because Mordechai was so tall. He said, I will do an 8. He said, Ve'itlu, what's the Itlu Osham Tolui? He will hang, mean I will bring them Kfire from Sha'ar HaChamishim. But the Rebbe said, Magdim Refu Mako. Mordechai Yoda, as Kol Asher Na'aso, he got a spark from Sha'ar HaChamishim who was able to knock down Haman. That's why Purim is so high, even if you're Yom Kippurim. So, the Rebbe says that only unless the guy is Odom, Muflig, Me'oid, has to be something unbelievable, he's able to make the tikkun for those neshamas, even B'chaim Chayusay. Before the Rebbe passed away, one for the reason that he has to pass away so young, he said, because there are thousands, 10,000s of neshamas waiting on me. That's it. That's the avodah of Alasodeh, to fix all the neshamas. Rav Nosson asked him, Rav Nosson, Rav Naftali. But you said the Odom Godol could fix them when he's in life. So why you said that you have to pass the way because the neshomes? The Rebbe said, yes, Indian, it's no b'chinas in them, the kitzur. Rebbe wants to say, it's not probably his fault. It's the fault of the doer. Rebbe, I have a little Torah that Elisha, one day they called him Elisha, and one day they called him Elisha Eish Elokim. He said when the Bnei Nevi'im was with him together, he had much, much bigger power. The Rebbe spoke many times about the koyach that the Talmidim could give the Rebbe. So the Rebbe is talking here about tikkun neshomes. That the Rebbe was busy, and the Rebbe said one day, he don't know what to do. He needed advice. What's the problem? He said, I have two options what to do in my life. To leave everybody, go to live in some island or some hole, I don't know where, in a desert, and to be busy with hundreds of thousands of neshomes. He said, because for them, I'm saying something they're all doing right away. With you guys, I'm breaking my head. I could talk to you, and again, in Aliyas, Vierides, and Dimyoines, and Atzvus, and all the Terutzim and the language from Breslov, Enli Mochin, Adam, I asked somebody, why you not learning Gemara? Enli Mochim shel Gemara, I said. I don't have the Mochim for Gemara. So the Rebbe said, what for? I have to deal with you. Like Mishugoy Moshe, what for? I don't know what to do. Rab Nosson said, Baruch Hashem, that the Rebbe put in the mind of the Rebbe, even it's so hard and difficult, but the Rebbe said to heal one Baal Prire, it's much more important than to heal all the hundreds of thousands of the neshomes. Every Baal Prire, one Baal Prire could be doire smamish. I know today we have in Breslov, today is a change a little bit, the canoes change a little bit that you don't see anymore the Mekurovim. But I remember 20, 30 years ago, I could show you in the shul people going like Mamish Yerushalmi was born in English Eiser. And I remember he came to the shul, such a big head with curly hair and with crazy ideas. And today I will tell you, these guys, Balshuv, you never believed it. So they go,
Still crazy?
what?
Still crazy ideas?
Crazy. Breslov for 200 years was Mekarev, the worst people in the world. It's a guy from the Apikosim, from the secular, 120 years ago. He lived in some Hasidic city. I forgot his name, but I saw the report. And he said, I'm not religious. I didn't daven for 20 years, in that time. And somebody, I heard about Breslov, people talking Breslov. You heard about the Breslov guys, the monkeys, was jumping on the walls, and was dancing in the middle of the davening, is they behaving totally crazy. I went to another guy, the same thing, a third guy. I said, wow, where is that group live? It's not the Amish, it's not some, I like to see that. He came to Uman, and he asked people, where is the Breslov shul? Don't go there, the sugar, the people are totally crazy. He said, I know that the people in Uman, the Chassidic Yidden, knows about Breslov exactly that the Chassidim my city. Even they live 100 feet away. Don't tell me who they are. Show me where the shul is. He said, show him the shul. Went to the shul. By the way, Shalom Aleichem. Such a Kabbalah Sponim. And I thought I'm the only one that is shaved beard. Next to me was sitting a guy exactly like me. And I saw the guys are so used to it that these people like me coming in right away came to me, gave me a siddur, he showed me, I told him, thank you, I know where to pray. He said, I didn't daven 20 years. First time that I understood, remember to learn a little bit, Ezi avodah shebelev zat tefillah, I have it over there. And then they took me to the tzia, and they said, by the tzia, and the pachad was over there. The people were so quiet. In the shul, they were screaming. The same story, few, maybe 1,000 miles away, in Poland, Varsha, from a guy, his name is Mem Corona, like the COVID, Corona. He lived in Israel, he came back to Poland, I don't know if he got killed or I think he made back to Israel. Anyway, he said, I came there, I saw faces that I didn't see in any shtibel in the world. With ponytails, with leather coats, with leather boots, all he said the chalutzim from Eretz Yisrael that coming to pick people, bring him to Eretz Yisrael, they wouldn't come to any shul in the world. Over there I saw different, the love, the united. So it was not only here. Breslov, Rab Nosson said, I have two people that I will take them like a flag in front of Kisa HaKoved. One was a Givaldi Maskil Apikoiris, and he wanted to go to Berlin to be a bigger Apikoiris. On the way, people used to stay in the post office, because there used to be the horses that are running fast. They have on the way to Yerushalayim, if you know Shara Guy, the right side, the Khan Turkey. There used to be like a little motel. They used to stop there with the horses. He was up in the night and he saw a little guy, old man, going back and forth. He asked Rabbi Yitzchok, I'm not son, he was the manager of the post office, who is that guy? Well, that's my father. He understood that the guy is not a regular guy. I can talk to him? I said, yes. Sure. He spoke to Rab Nosson. He never went to Berlin. He went back to the Ukraine. He became such a tzaddik, they call him the Deitzel, Germany. No, not him. He became a Gavaldik tzaddik. The second one was a guy who used to work on Shabbos in the city. In that time, he used to weld the pen with ink. So when the guy used ink, the hand getting dirt, he came to pray by Rab Nosson, the Breslov shtibel, and by Kiddush he lifted the hands. And everybody saw the guy is fresh Michal Shabbos. The ink is fresh on the hand. Rav Yitzchok said they want him gewollt zu reißen. They want to rip him. Rab Nosson said, excuse me, why is he coming here? He said, it will come out. The guy used to go with short clothing. It was not so common in that time. And our people in Teplik used to close the store every day, the stores, every day in noon time. And they get together and to talk with the Rebbe, Tachlis. And somebody said, I went to Uman and I had a physical problem and I got a Yeshua. So he said, I don't understand. I'm going to Uman to the Rebbe for a Shoneh 40 years. I never ever ask the Rebbe about physical problems. I don't have any other problems, only physical problems. That was the guy who was an official Mechal Shabbos 200 years ago. And Rav Nosson said he will be my present to Hashem Yisborach, Far Kisei HaKoved. That used to be always the way of Breslov, to be Mekarev and to heal people. I remember those people who came to the shul. A lot of you, just passed away in the Corona, Dadi Ben Amit, the singer. The guy was like Yerushalmi from Betten and Leider, Mamesh, with the Vase Häusen, with the Kurze Häusen, you know, Häusen in the Socken, and Mamesh, alle Shmoine Osser begotim. I remember the guy came from the worst kibbutz, from Halal, that Moshe Dayan's father used to put the bread by the door. Here we eat Chometz in Pesach, Chmur Etzlan. And he came from there. I remember his father was like a brigadier colonel in the army. And he became such a tzaddik, and all the kids, mamash of the Hashem, and that was always the way. And the Rebbe did it. And the Rebbe said, it's easier for me to heal hundreds of thousands of neshamas and not to heal Babal Bchira. It's so hard, so difficult. So the Rebbe said, there are a big tzaddik who could finish it in his life, but he's suffering so much. כי הרבה איסורים דבורים קושים אויבר מולוב. על ידי גדלוסו מעלוסו אויבר על כולום. ועושה פעולס הסודה כמו שצוריך, כשזויך לתקן הנשומס להכניסו, אז הטוב ויופי מאוד להספלל. כי אזי התפילה על תיקונו. So that's פעולה. What he's doing with the neshomes is helping to the תפילה. וזה הבעל הסודה משגיח, ומשתדל תמיד לאשכס האילונוס לגדלום, ובשאר תיקון הסוד ולאחריקה אילון זה מזה, that's also a very interesting point. Sometimes the tzaddik made a separation between his students. His mouth did with one, sometimes too close, no good. Rab Naftali live in Uman, Rab Nosson in Breslov. The best friends. Rab Nosson said, I'm the only one who could live with Rabban, the Rav from Breslov in one city. And Rab Nosson was the biggest misnaged to Rab Nosson, not to the person Rab Nosson. Rab Nosson said, we have to go to Rebbe to Rosh Hashanah after these talkers.
I said there's a million amount of family needs now.
We have a minion here later?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Rab Nosson says, I'm talking so much about going to the Rebbe on Rosh Hashanah, to Uman. In Rabban, who came before me, he said, no, not necessarily. Because he wasn't there in Rosh Hashanah. Because when the Rebbe moved to Uman, Rabban came with him to Uman too. And the people from Breslov sent a letter to the Rebbe. You left, you took the rabbi with you, and now we alone. So the Rebbe showed the letter to Rabban. Rebbe said, they're right. So he said, I will go back. But I cannot tell you the pain that I will have, the tsar I will have if you not be here. Or then I will stay. But they're right. So I will go. But how you have, I will have pain. And the Rebbe like Pimpak, the Rebbe went with him back and forth. So he said, okay, the Rebbe said I shall go. He left. When he is going to Breslov, he met Rab Nosson, Rab Naftali in the hotel, motel, wherever they were. They coming to the Rebbe. So I asked him, Rabban, where are you going? He said, the Rebbe kicked me. The Rebbe told me I should go home. He said, us? If the Rebbe will take, like today, like a vegetable stick, you know, a big piece of wood, he give me, and beat us, we'll still stay with the Rebbe. Because we know even when Tzaddik tell you, don't do Mesurus Nefesh, you have to know what is inside his kavanah. So Rabban said, don't go to Uman, and Rab Nosson said, go to Uman, that's the most important thing. Rab Nosson said, go to Uman, to the Rebbe for Rosh Hashanah. The ganze Geula is telling them, I don't want to tell you what to do in this time, because that we need Eliyahu Hanovi to tell you to go. When Putin driving, goes crazy, he just send a missile to Vinnytsia, 100 miles away from Uman, not far, you know. From a boat. From Odessa, you know, how far? It's 200-300 miles. Anyway, you have to feel a mem, feel it in the Nesias, you should say it. It's like Ruach HaKodesh. I have a friend of mine, big Satmar family, rich family, Levkovich. And he told me, Moshe, I don't know what to do. My wife, she's pregnant. My father-in-law is a big misnaged. He's a rich man also. And I told him, Tfila mem. He said, Tfila mem. And the same thing, I think Neumann from Tosh. Same story. Told him, Tfila mem. Rosh Hashanah, I'm walking in Pushkin. Moshe, I'm here. Tfila mem. The next year, his father-in-law came together also. This guy from England. So Tfila mem is mamash, just a tip. The Chagav. Tfila mem, he said, Ribbon Shalom, show me how to handle the Nesias. To go or not to go. Long trip, short trip. How long to spend in my way. He takes you from every angle you want. You get a right idea. I'm telling you, it's both. No, in general. Every Nesi, I know that by heart because I'm a big traveler. And I'm traveling all over the world. I'm traveling out of Israel every week to Hebron and other places. And that Tefillah is mamish, I'm telling you. People saying Tefillah Ein Vov, but Rosh Hashanah. But Tefillah mem, I could write a book. Miracles that I saw.
So write it.
Anytime. I'm telling that. Just recently, I have a trip I never did in my life, 2,200 miles. From Monaco, Monte Carlo, I was Thursday in a wedding from a friend of mine, Moroccans. I spent Shabbos there. From Sunday, I took a car, I drove to Reb Shaile, 1,000 miles. And then Reb Melech, in the Rameau, in Marami Prague, in the Bochtam was the Yortzeit Zayin, the father-in-law of the Divrei Chaim. I had a big open miracle there. And I came to France. Funny too, I didn't went to a bed for a week. Like the alte Chassidim HaRishonim. I was at the gasoline station because I have to come to the next wedding. I wanted to miss that. So I said, Tfilah Baruch Hashem. And the minute I'm opening my car, I'm saying Tfilah It's mamish moedik. I don't want to take the time now for the miracles from Tfilah. But I think today that people have big doubts what to do, to go, not to go, and the mother and the shviger and the wife and it.
It doesn't make a machumah.
What?
He talks about the war.
Because I'm talking about the war. That's the topic today. Yeah, everybody said, we went there, nothing happened, we came back, Baruch Hashem. You know, Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky said, if a guy is doing a Meshigas, he succeeds, he's still a Meshigas. That's not the proof if you had that slacha. I'm not saying what to do. I did the Baruch Hashem a lot of Mesilas Nefesh. I went 2 times in jail. I'm going to Uman for 50 years. Since Lamed Gimel, Baruch Hashem. I don't know what the Nosson said, if the way will be full with knives, I will krieg in the hand and the feet. I don't know if that missiles is knives, it's the same aspect, the same bchina, I don't know. Everybody should have his own decision.
The Polish risked their life, no?
A few people got killed on the way, on the border.
That's not done.
Anyway, the Rebbe should have, because I want to say one word about a little further up. Take a look in the second page. This is a gewaltige shtickle.
Does it say in this Torah the Baal HaSodeh does one neshama at a time? Or it says
We believe that the Baal HaSodeh is the Rebbe today also. Nosson said it, and Reb Nachman Tuchina write it clear in the letters. Kabbalah b'yodenu sheBaal HaSodeh, Tzadik Adon is the Rebbe. Rabbi Yonson Eibeshitz in Yavas Vas said, Doir don't have to be 30 years, could be 200 years also. Doir generation. You have tzaddikim. The Rebbe said to Chaim Aran, you have tzaddikim that they finished, when they passed away, they gave back the power, the effect in the students to Hashem Yisborach. The Rebbe said, Aval ani, I want to do Talmidim, Vele Talmidim Yasud, more Talmidim. And the Rebbe gave us many, many clear hints that he wanted to continue. The Rebbe Froimel, in Oinik Shabbos, in the last few pages, asked that question. How come that the Rebbe considered Tzadik Ador even now? He passed away. He brings 2 stories. One story of the Gemara in Ksubis, that Rabbi Yehuda Anossi used to come every Erev Shabbos and to make Kiddush at home. And Rabbi Greger bring down the God of Mamish and life. And the question, he's potter, how could he be Moitzi, the family? Rabbi Wasserman speaks in Kovit Shurim, second Chelek. Those kind of questions. I guess it's Eliyahu, if she could marry if she's free for the husband, or you need Mise. She don't have an husband, he became an angel. So yeah, these kind of questions. Till the neighbors heard about it, and he stopped coming. Like always, all the big matones have to keep quiet. Second story, I saw it inside in Or Zarua. The last page, he said, we had the shamus from the synagogue, passed away. We buried him. The next day he came to the shul with the flowers on top of the head, the crown of flowers. Yeah, what's going on? We buried you yesterday, yeah? I said, yes. You died? Yes. So what are you doing over here? He said, because I used to be very makpid to answer Omen, Yeshmerabo, and Bochuv Shmoy, and etc. Hashem gave me the zchus to continue coming from Olam HaEmes to that world and to answer Amen. And the flowers is the medicine. I should be able to take the stink of the gashmith of this world. It's like a perfume, you know, like the deodorant, to be able to. So he said, if somebody sacrificed himself on some certain mitzvah, he has the zchut to continue even after when he passed away. So he said, because the Rebbe sacrificed himself, the whole halach from the Rebbe was how to live to us ways, in eitzes, in avodas Hashem. So the Rebbe gave him the power to continue. And Rab Nosson Likuta Aloches, Hilches Shluchim, Haloche Hei, from Sif Chesed, etc., speaks that Moshe Rabbeinu said, Ki yodati, I know, כי אחרי מויסי כי אשרס תסחיסון. After when I will die, you will worship idol. The Gemara asks, "V'aloi kol Yosi Yoshua v'askenim, lo yishchisu didn't say only later on, but the shoftim. So why you said אחרי מויסי אשרס תסחיסון? אלא כל זמן שתלמידו של אדם קיו, כאילו הוא חי. So כל זמן Yeshua was in life, it's like Moshe Rabbeinu. It's not אחרי מויסי. Rab Nosson asked him, Nafshi, if tzaddikim emitoim krusim chayim, so all the tzaddikim kruim chayim. And if not, we counting for the meaning that he passed away, what I'm gaining is talmidoi kayom. He said, you don't understand. Ki yodati achere moisi, if you will say that I died, hashches tashchisu. If you believe that I'm still in life, you will not worship Avodah Zorah. So kol zman shetalmido shel olam kayom, when Yeshua and his students was in life, they said, Moshe is still in life, he was in life. We make him in life. Depends in our behaving, in our emunah. In Rabbi Nosson, I remember in Ponovich, that's a question. He said, Shlosh alofim halochos nishtakru b'yimei evlo shel Moshe. Ve'echzirem otniel ben knaz b'pilpulo. I think you more at Murat of the Zion. So they ask, we know that Gzer HaShova, en adam dam Gzer HaShova ma'asmoi, אלא אם כן קיבלו מרבוי ורבו מרבוי עד מוישה רבינו. How could the Otniel Beknaz bring back halacha למוישה מסיני? Halachos. Then Rav Karelstein, all of a sudden, asked that question. He didn't answer. Rav Nosson said that he's not asking. He explained right away. There are many things that you will find out the right idea bepilpulo. Mean. You want to know what the Rebbe said? The more you will deal with the Torah from the Rebbe. Research, back and forth. Al da pilpulo is like a well, like a spring. The more water you take, more water comes. So Ichzira mitnil ben klas bepilpulo through the pilpul, but he was mefalpel b'divrei Moshe Rabbeinu. So wow, I remember he said so and so. So the same thing to understand Likutei Moharan. Likutei Moharan is the most difficult sefer in the world. The most, more than Limud Kabbalah, more than Ktsos HaChoysen, more than the Rishonim. It's a riddle, Likutei Moharan. Because to find out what was really the kavanah from the Rebbe said himself, you have to go back and forth. Ahi nutzerik. Again and again. And start to copy, to put words together. I'll give you a small example. What is the first city that Avraham Avinu came to Eretz Yisrael? No. The only ones who knows right away is the people, the Mitnachalim. Shechem. Vayovo ad Shechem ad Elon Moire v'aknani sham ba'oretz. What are you looking in Shechem? What is in Shechem? Yerushalayim, verstehe ich. What was in Shechem? So how many times Shechem you have in Sefer Bereshis? And each one is another story. First Pashas Noach. ויקח נוח, ויקח שם ויפס אססים לו, וישימו על שכם שניהם, וערב הסביים לא יראו. Is that Shechem to do something with the ערב הסביים לא יראו? Or is only a hanger? זה היחידים צוות to put the sim לו. ואני נתתי לך שכם אחד על אחיך, שלקחתי מעד האמורי בכלל וביקשתי. סוף ספר בראשיס, ויקרא. הנה אחיך רואים בשכם לחובץ שלחך עליהם. The Rebbe said, that's your Pchine. Shechem is not Yosef's Pchine. He came later on, much later. But now, Bekitzer Mamish, if you learn to resign, to retest, that's like twin brothers. Usually we're not mixing prescription. Every Torah is a separate story, don't mix. But Torah resign, Torah ches, Torah test, Torah Kuf Yud Beis, Chabura Nachman said, we got permission for the Rebbe to mix. Because it's the same idea. So he said, Shechem is Rosh Teves Shifchi Kamayim. Shechem. Shleimus Atfile. If I will ask you, what is the goal of a Breslov Chusid? This one who say to wake up in the midnight, to scream, to Chatzos. This one who said to go 100 times a year to Uman. This one said to go to the forest and wake up all the neighbors. Everybody fine. The goal of a Breslover to have a heart. Shifri Kamayim Libech. The Rebbe said over there that the Taya, the Socher Yishmael, the Tzaddik, they asked him, Kama merachakidim in Maya? How far are we from water? He told them, water. Kama merachakidim in Maya? Tmani Parsi. 8 parsois. Shachis Mincha Mariv and Chamisha Chum Shetoire. 8. Taninen, we learned. We ask him again, how far are we from Shifrei Kamayim Libech? Told him, 3 tefillas. Abraham Nachman says, you ask me how far I'm from tefillah? How far I am from Shifrei Kamayim Libech, from Shechem? I told him, tefillah. He said, no. You have to put your effort in oisies at tefillah. But the goal is to come to a level of Shifrei Kamayim Libech, Dveikus. I'm asking many people, what is the DNA of a Breslover Chassid? What is make a Breslover? What tell me, he is a Breslover. What do you mean he has? A passport? What? He has long payers, he's crazy, he goes to Uman every Monday and Thursday. What is a Breslover? Other Chassidus I could tell you. What is a Satmar? What is a Chabadnik? What's a Gerer? What's a Breslover? The main one, Shifrei Kamayim Libech, a house. So far, you know the artichoke? You're taking one leaf, add leaf, till you come to the heart. To clean all the garbage, all the tivus, all the bad desire. What do you want to be a minute before we close the eyes? I'm asking all of the boys in this year. He said, I want to know the Kolaterikulo, I want to know Shots, I want to be a tzaddik. I tell him no. I want to come to a level that I don't want anything in the world. Only Hashem. That's a work of 70, 80, 90, 100 years of talking to Hashem every day till you come to a level of Shifrei Kamayim Libech. What we lost in Beis HaMikdash we don't have. I'm asking many people, boys, students, everybody said korbanos. Really? What people of the United States, for all the Chutz La'aretz, you're missing korbanos, nobody cares about it. You're missing korbanos, you're missing Shemitah, you're missing Trumas U'Maasros, all the mitzvahs are tluim boris. You don't have. I never heard somebody say, "Oh, Gival, I don't have Shemitah." Now, Baruch Hashem, I could buy all the fruits and the vegetables that you want. I don't have to go to the Oitzer Besen, that problem, from the Goyim, from Shechem, from Ma'aravo, from Asa, Christmas. So the korban is not really there. What we had in Beis HaMikdash, the feeling of Boire Oilo. The son of the Rambam has a book called Hamaspik Loiv de Hashem. The last paragraph is Ha'izboidedus. And he said the minute that the guy stopped in Beis HaMikdash, he started to feel Hashem exists. He went deeper, he felt it more. Kodesh HaGadoshim, forget about it. The Netziv, Litfische Godel, Pasva Akotzka, what he said. He said the 250 people, Maktiri Aktoires by Koirach, they commit suicide. They all will die, only except one. Why is it this? And I have a proof that there was tzaddikim. That Hashem said to Moshe Rabbeinu, take all the machtos, all the pan, put it rikui pachim tzipui lamizbeach. I wouldn't put something impure in Beis HaMikdash. Has to be had good attention. But it was not 100% because Hashem said only the Kohen Gadol. But here Hashem gave them a permission to do that. Why is it this? They know they will die. They said it's worth to have that tremendous feeling of Ktoires, which is the highest avoided, and to feel that tremendous closeness to Hashem Yisbarach with the body. But this is the highest pleasure in the world that no physical pleasure can compete with that. And to die after that. That was, he said it a few times in Sefer Bamidbar, the Netziv. Avinu met Bamidbar v'hu lo hoyo ba'adas koirach, in Parshas Koirach he said this. So the idea of Beis HaMikdash is that people went in, they felt the Olam exists. They have it here in the stomach, not only in the brain, not only in das. Mamish the Dveikus. So far, it says the Medrash, V'chol odom le'yeh be'oyel moyed be'voyel lechaper b'kodesh atzeiso. Vosi v'chol odom. Ve'odom. Why v'chol odom? אומר רבבו, אפילו המלאך cannot be in קודש הקודשים. It says, פני אודם להם. The face of Adam. So the Medrash asked, Shimon HaTzadik said, this year is going to die. They asked him, how you know? He said, because every year for 40 years, Zok and Lovish Levonim used to follow me. He told me, Mirza Hashem, next year, see you again. This year he was Lovish Choirim, and he didn't bless me. So the Rabavo asked, how was the Malach able to be in Kodesh HaKadoshim? You said that the Malach cannot be in Kodesh HaKadoshim. He said, no, you're wrong. It was not a Malach. That's Kaviyochal Alein, the Rebishter Alein, was the Mislabesh Bodom. Okay, he kept asking. You said, V'chol Odom cannot be, so Kohen Gadol is Odom, how could he be there? He said, B'oisa saw in that moment, Ponov Mislatim Kelapidim, and he became a Malach. But so the Rabbi Yisroel Doiv, the Belzer, the grandfather of the Heineke Belzer says, you just said that a Malach cannot be there. Well, again that he became a Malach. He said, you don't understand. If you're coming as a Malach, you should be a Sorov. You're coming as a Odom, you should be a Malach, that's fine. But if you're coming as a Odom, you're going out like Odom, no good. So I saw from the Pshische, he said, Vayikru Shmoi Mon, Ki lo yodu mahu. He said when a guy goes to, he said he went one to a forest to have his boydus, and he came back, and his students didn't recognize him. He said, when you're going to have his boydus and you're coming back, you cannot be the same person. That was Besamikdash. That's we have from the Rebbe in the Tefillah in this boydus. Rav Steinman said, cannot be that a guy pray well as Shmona Esrei, and he's the same person after like before. He hat nicht gedauert. So when Rav Nosson came to the Rebbe, he sent them a message as Shlichus Rabban, the Rav of Breslov. He find the Rabban sitting with their face to the wall and crying. He came back there and asked him, "Nu, was hast du gesehen? What you saw?" He said, "The Rav of the city, first time in my life, I saw a rabbi, a poisek, sit with the face to the wall and crying." So I said, the Rebbe didn't mean the Shlichus. The Rebbe wanted him to see the rabbi, his rabbi. So the Rebbe says, like we said in Yom Kippur, Ki Yoshev b'Seitzer lechalos pnei melech, Mari Cohen. The Kohen Gadol was like a Breslover. He has his boydus. Lechalos pnei melech. The Kohen Gadol was like a guy who has his boydus. Ki Yoshev b'Seitzer lechalos pnei melech. So was Mari Cohen. So the idea is, the Rebbe gave us a gift, a matone. We are here in this world, physical world, going to work, each one in his job. Even a yeshiva guy is also a slave of the Rosh Kollel, also a worker. How could we be differently? It's not one day, but to feel that feelings, that attachment to Boire Oilom, that was Beis Hamikdash. We could have that feeling till Beis Hamikdash will be built over here. And with that, I want to say one word. The Rebbe said the next page that the letters from Baruch begging us, don't leave me, stay with me. It was so good being with you. When you said Baruch, even I know you have to go to Ato, into Hashem, and but still, take me with you. So, Mendy Voldiger saw me in Lakewood, asked me, what I mean? I have to say, Amachzir Shchinosel Etzion, I have to think about Baruch Ato. How is that possible? The Rebbe said you have to make from the whole tefillah one. I told him when you have some good whiskey, old whiskey, 40 years old, some Kollel or whatever it is, and you're smooth, it's burning a little bit, and it's a little here and there, wow. And then you're going to, but still the feeling that you have, you carry with you. So when you said Baruch, and it was mamish with the pleasure, with the feeling, with the dveikus, that feeling you should carry with you to the whole day. So that's the matona we got from the Rebbe. To feel little closeness. That's why we need Beis Hamikdash. Beis Hamikdash is a place that people felt Boire Oilom. That means Gilui Shechina. And Rabbi Nosson said in the Godel Shel Pesach, B'moiro Godel ze Gilui Shechina, he said he fainted. said he had a Gilu Shechina, Reb Nosson. What a Gilu Shechina? Feeling the closeness to Borei Olam, to be different, to change my behaving, to change my body, to have a spiritual body. People don't have to say I'm playing with my eyes. I feel that closeness, that vagueness. And that's a tremendous gift. That's the Beis Hamikdash, that we don't have, but everybody individual could develop it and have it. And maybe in that zechut, in Mitzvah Hashem will be zoiche, maybe even this year, Motzei Shabbos, Eliyahu could come on Motzei Shabbos, I don't have a problem with that. And I prepare for my roof. The cameras, I shoot the temple mount for my roof. The meeting will come. So one officer, a Druze, Arab, told me, V'im hu yavo b'Shabbat, what he will do? I will take the picture, he said. Okay, thank you.
Skaya.
Hagitanach to everyone. More